do you guys think Antonio would do if he ever met Conte? Honestly,
He would shake his hand and say, "Oh, you're such a great
He
coach."
wouldn't act like he does on the
Can I
podcast.
take a picture with you?
I feel like he'd be like, "Where'd you get your hair done?" He'd wanna steal that from him. No,
Yeah.
right? Is he here?
I hear him.
Be.
Antonio Conte, where are you, Antonio? We got the dog,
Hey, nice haircut.
Mr. Conte. Welcome.
You look like little Tony.
How you doing?
Hey, you look good, man.
I'm ready for the wind, rain.
It's a windbreaker.
or shine.
Antonio's got the prime real estate right here. This is nice. You see everything.
Waterfront.
It's the French waterfront.
All right, let's go. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie audio experience with IFTV. We were just saying in our Instagram story that you probably saw a couple hours ago. Are we missing somebody today?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Not at
We
all.
sit here.
I usually sit here,
Yeah,
right?
it's like the same rotation as usual. So.
Much better view.
Thank you, Peter. It actually feels good to be here. I like this.
How's it feel? Different.
I kind of feel backed into a corner over here. Like everybody's staring. I got the light, like so direct.
okay.
Maybe that's what makes him angry.
You felt a little bit more free over there.
I feel like Antonio would be too far away over there. Like here, I feel like I could grab everybody for some reason, especially you. This is why he picks on you, because you're in direct. But all jokes aside, Antonio will be coming soon. He did say he was gonna come on time, right?
He said.
I think he did.
Within
Yeah.
30 minutes. That's Antonio's words. Let's see how long it's gonna take from now.
So we're gonna start. We already know what he's gonna say about like Inter and the transfer market and all this stuff.
Buy this guy, buy that guy.
So we'll skip over that, and Antonio will come and he'll speak about his Milan, and I'm sure he'll throw Sarri and Conte in there somehow. And we have a very special surprise
We do.
that two of these people at the table know about, but two of these people do not.
That's gonna be a fun surprise for the people that
You two don't know what's gonna happen.
Your dad's looking at you.
Yeah, I know, he's
What are you
like
gonna do to
terrible.
us?
We texted you guys the
I-
other day that Antonio and I had a surprise for you.
I have to be somewhere afterwards, so no.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if he'll make it.
I like how he said that.
After this surprise, I don't know if you're gonna make it. For
You have
No
any guesses?
funfetti, no.
You have any guess?
spray?
Is there anything that you're thinking?
No. You have a gift for me?
I don't know.
Is it food?
So
Food?
We've gone so far that we've even shown it, and no, it's okay. We've shown it on our Instagram, and we had to block Peter so
he
that he
doesn't
could
see
not
it.
see it. And now you're here right now, so you can't be checking your phone. We had to block you from seeing our what we posted because we posted it yesterday
So we've
on
gone
story.
pretty far for this surprise.
We have gone very
made
far.
Sure you didn't see this.
Because it's that good. It's that good. And we knew you were gonna see it.
Everyone's thinking right now. I can only imagine what you guys are thinking.
No, I have no idea.
Also,
So everybody else knows about the
Antonio,
surprise.
I've never seen. Everybody knows about the surprise.
Yeah,
Antonio is so happy.
he is. I never seen
He
him
is
so happy.
genuinely. I've never seen him smile more.
Oh, okay. Is it a shirt signed by
I guess, right?
I would say it's more of a gift for us all.
Ibra?
Yeah.
It feels like more of a gift for me
It
than.
definitely feels more of a gift for us. Entertainment.
Anyway, well, you guys are gonna think about
We
the
have
rest of the time.
to keep an eye on Antonio when he.
Yeah, I have
Do
it.
we
I
have the
my,
door open?
I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully, it doesn't close with the wind, but whatever. He'll call us from over
Okay.
here. Don't worry, I'll check. Anyway, guys, where do you want to start? Peter, you want to start with your Inter,
Sure.
since you want to get it out of the way before he comes.
Just finished too, so.
No,
Because
yeah, I mean,
he's gonna say, oh, you're playing SPAL, you're playing.
listen, you're versing SPAL. It's a last place. Look on it, on its way to Serie B. I think it's confirmed after this game. Inter needed to win just to keep that second place. We were just talking Gaetano because, of course, every Inter fan you're looking is like, oh, it's only 6 points away, but I
6
think
points.
it's 6
not
points.
bad.
It's 2 games, but
6 points.
it will be 7 points because Juventus has the head-to-head also. But I think Gaetano said it best. He's like, just worry about second place. Everything else that comes, let it happen. Don't let's not calculate this result, that result, because that's what gets you, I guess, all worked up, right?
I sort of feel the obligation to push back and be the Antonio.
Now, before we push forward, I
all right,
realized
well.
we forgot to do something. And I realized that because I'm sweating right now. And why am I sweating?
Oh yeah, we this is the new merchandise that's coming July 20th. We're all wearing one of the shirts. We'll get Antonio in one
So
when
you
they
guys probably
come.
think I'm crazy. I'm wearing the windbreaker right now just for the intro because I'm sweating. It's pretty hot in here.
Is that why you brought it up so early?
It's pretty nice. I was like, why is it so hot? And I was like, oh crap, I have the
All right.
windbreaker on.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe
Be sure to
two.
give you one. We'll
Maybe
give you a
two.
couple.
Maybe two. Hey, what do you got underneath?
It's a tank top.
Oh,
Been
that's
working out,
awesome.
Mike?
Whoa.
Mike, you been working out?
Just for the drop.
It actually comes. It actually comes with the shirt. Before you wear it, you know, however your body, when you put it on, it's like you worked out. That's what they say. I don't know. July 20th. There's an email sign up list in the link in the description where you're listening right now. To get a 1 hour pre-release on July 20th, 12 p.m. Monday. We have 4 different shirts. I'm wearing the pink, and then Antonio, we're putting Antonio in the blue one just for Inter, for his love for Inter,
right.
which will make him wear. And then we also have swim trunks, which I gotta say that's my favorite. My favorite item that we've ever made are the
Walker's
swim
rocking
trunks.
them right
I'm
now.
wearing it right now.
Yeah.
I wear them like I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I wear them every day.
Let me see. Let me
I'll pop them on the screen for everybody. I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
Listen, do I have
I wear
any-
them as shorts though. Like I legitimately wear them as shorts.
Okay,
Gaetano,
but
you
then
can-
you
And
can
not
go
swim
in the
trunks.
pool.
But you
So
can go in
that's
the pool
cool.
because they don't have that stupid thing like the net inside. It doesn't have that.
Yeah,
It's like
so
they're like regular
that's
shorts.
good.
Yeah.
Do I have any connections in getting the first pick on this
We'll
this
give you a
item?
nice
So
care package
or-
of everything of the merchandise drop.
We'll give you the
Sounds
stuff
good.
from the last one.
guys, that's why
Don't listen.
hurry up and get your stuff because I don't think
But-
I'm gonna get any.
Let's go back to Inter. I don't remember what you were saying, but listen. Oh, you weren't saying
I,
anything. You
I
just
was
brought
saying
up
for the
this.
merch. Yeah.
6 points.
Yeah, 6 points.
Two games away from being where Juventus.
Isn't it kind of
Scudetto's
crazy that
still on?
everyone's killing Inter how bad of a season, but in reality, it's 6 points.
Antonio was saying
No?
yesterday in the video that he shot, he was saying that Inter's going to finish in 5th. He was like, they're not even going to finish
Still.
in Champions League.
Okay.
That
So-
was before this game.
So for the Scudetto, I think it's over. Juventus is going to win another one. I think Inter can concentrate on the second place, which is a good accomplishment. And we were going over the points. I think Conte's got a chance to break the points after Mourinho. Post
after 10
Mourinho,
years.
he might have the most points between Spalletti and Leonardo, right? I
Yep.
think he could have
Yep.
the most. So he has at the end of the season. If you got the most points, you're in second place. It's not a bad season, and everybody's criticizing Conte.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish
Juventus have also
Antonio
been-
was here.
Yep.
Juventus have also been pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, come on. But look
Okay,
at just the
but-
points, at least, on Inter's behalf. Forget
I
about
feel
what
like-
Juventus
I
has
feel like
done.
Inter got slaughtered
And
more.
Lazio.
Well, we just
Inter definitely got slaughtered more with the media and everything. They made it seem like they're 20 points behind.
Well,
you know what I'm
because
saying?
they were in
Which is
4th last
insane.
week, so that's why.
No, it's true, but
they were in 4th
but
last
now if you
week.
look at it's only 6, so it's not that.
Yeah, but the points don't matter as much. There's teams in front of you. When you had teams in front of you, you had
Oh, yeah.
Atalanta and you had Lazio,
I get
and then you
that.
had Juventus. So it's only 6 points now because Juventus didn't win and Lazio didn't win.
Yeah, I know. But I just find it bizarre how much
They wouldn't
how
be in
much-
second place if
how much
even if
criticism.
Atalanta had beaten Juventus, which was very close. That's when everybody was criticizing Inter.
But,
So
you
it was
know.
justified. They were in 4th place.
In the end, you have to see where you're at after the 38th game, right? Obviously, you know, the points, it could still change from now till the end of the season. Inter can drop a couple of games and then go back down to 4th place. Atalanta is playing fantastic football and, like you said, could have rightfully beaten Juventus and nobody would have said that, would have had any problems with it. I think what Gaetano was saying about Conte with his points, 2 years ago, Spalletti had 72 points. Inter already have 71 points. The last season when they had over 70 points was with Leonardo in 2011 with 76 points. Like Gaetano said, he's on path to beating those records. Beating those points scores if he plays out the remainder of the season the way he should for Inter. That being said, I think things to look forward to from this game. Like I said, SPAL is not the team that everybody's going to say, oh, you know, good job or whatever. This is a game Inter has to win. Both wing backs score. Alexis Sanchez looks unbelievable coming back off of, the coronavirus. And he's been one of the guys that I think has been a real spark to Inter's lineup. Ranocchia got the weird game in, but the important thing is no goals allowed. And I don't know when was the last time Inter didn't succeed a goal.
Find out for you.
And not only, I just saw first time since 2017 that Inter didn't allow a goal on target Shot on target. Sorry,
Wow, that's
shot
not
on
bad.
target.
Brescia
So these are
versus
things. These are
Gaetano
things
hit
to
the
build.
post
Yes.
though, I
Okay.
think,
6-0.
right? But that doesn't
You
count,
know?
obviously.
Yes, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. But
That's pretty
so
good.
that's important, and you were able to manage the game because we've seen times that
Yeah. You mentioned Sanchez. I think the 1-2 with Lautaro, they're pretty good. I think they understand each other very well. But he's a Man United player, right?
Yeah. So
So at the end of the year,
well, I think Manchester United, from what we see in reports, they don't want to give any discount on the price, 20 million, and then I think the biggest thing also is Sanchez makes 12 million a year.
ooh, wow.
So it's
That's
a
more than
lot of
Conte.
money. Are you going to
The
spend
guy
12
was
million
robbing
for
Manchester United on the bench.
Yeah,
For a bench player?
That's a lot. How old is
So-
he?
Must be
I'll find
30.
out, but he's
He's
got
at
to be in
least-
his mid
30,
yeah, yeah.
32 maybe.
something like that? So
I mean, if he's over 33,
I thought he was over 30. I
yeah.
thought.
So unless he's willing to reduce his
Oh, no,
salary
he's
to play
31.
to
31?
play for
He's
Inter.
31.
Yeah, but
No,
still
he's
at 12
turning in
at
like
12
December.
But still
so
at
he's
12
got-
million
so
is
he's
too
got
much.
a couple
He's
of
gotta-
years.
I think he was
change
older,
it.
actually.
But I think, 12
12
minutes too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to
So
have to do something
If
about
he
that.
wants to stay on Inter and reduce his salary, then maybe you spend the 20
He's gonna
million,
have
but
to
12.
cut it by like a fourth,
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. But
maybe more.
then I think also just one more thing to say about Inter. Eriksen got the start, played the full 90 minutes. At times, he brings the technical ability, but then we saw sometimes he just
hasn't
a
found his
little
footing, I feel.
little lackluster.
Yeah.
So still, I personally will give him time. I see the value in having a technical player that can change something on the flip of the hat. So we'll see, but hasn't been able to really give a big input in this Inter team so far.
You brought it up, and there were rumors already this week from Mediaset who were saying that after bringing him in January, Inter were looking to sell him if they could get a good offer. So they were saying 50 to 60 million, which they only paid 20 million for him. The only thing I have a problem with is Inter paid 20 million in January. If a team was going to be willing to pay 50 or 60 now, there's nothing that's changed them since January from now. It's not that he exploded like Sanchez or something.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference? Why wouldn't they have paid that only 20 million then in January? I understand things can change. Players could get hurt. They could need new coaches and stuff. But I think it will probably be very difficult to get 60 million for him right now.
No. Well, I mean, his value
you
is
did,
that.
that's a great profit.
His value is that. The only reason why Inter were able to get him for 20 million was because he had no contract. So I just hope that Inter, and I said it before in the case of Lautaro, you as the management have to come out strong and say Eriksen's not for sale, Lautaro's not for sale. Then if something happens after the season, so be it. Your words, you're not Jesus Christ that you can't lie. You can say what you have to say, but come out strong and say, no, he's not for sale. Any rumors? No. It's all BS.
Well, the release clause expired. The activation was July 7th. Doesn't mean really. They're saying they want to increase it.
They can extend it.
You could always negotiate it.
Yeah.
Today they were saying even Manchester City is looking at Lautaro, that they're willing to pay a lot of money for him because they see him as the heir to Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
Which could make sense for them. Obviously now, we're going to talk about it, the Man City ban, but now they're allowed to sign players. They know that they're going to be in Champions League, whatever.
Oh, yeah? They are?
Yeah. It got removed.
They got overturned. That.
Well,
Crazy.
for 10 million, for a massive 10 million, they're out. They're clear.
Ridiculous.
Listen,
So they could.
Lautaro, Sanchez, there's no room for them in Italy. So if they want that kind of money, they're going to have to go outside of Italy.
Yeah, 12 million, yeah. There was a list from Gazzetta again of the players that are up for sale for Inter this summer. They even made it into an entire 11. I'll read the list and we'll go through them. Skriniar is one of the players who's had a tough time in adapting into a three-man backline. There are some Inter fans saying, listen, we should cash in on Skriniar if he can't fit into the three-man backline and get a more adapted player because his value is higher. But then I'm sure, Peter, you don't want to sell a young center back who's been great up until this season and who's having a tough time.
Yeah, I
You
think
agree?
I've seen that list. I think the only two that a lot of Inter fans could be on both sides of the fence are Brozovic and Skriniar, because those are two
Wait,
guys.
what? Not Berni? Who's going to get red cards for you?
I know, right? No, Berni has got to stay for life.
For life. He's a mascot, right?
Who's going to bring the water?
I don't know. We need coffee.
Anyway, yeah, I agree with you.
But yeah, those are the two. Besides all the other guys, I mean, those are guys that Inter fans
Ooh,
could see.
Esposito.
Well, Esposito, I don't think he's gonna be for sale. I think
he's
he's
gonna be a
loan,
loan.
if anything, on his way out on loan. But Skriniar, I wouldn't want to see him go. Like you said, he's young. He's one of those hustler defenders. Gives it, 100% every game. This year, he's made some mistakes. Let's see, maybe one more year under the three-man system if that changes. I don't see his value going that much down. He's only 24, right? So
I guess
even a year after.
The only argument could be if he has a second bad season, then his value would go down.
How much?
I don't know.
How much is he worth now?
He must be worth at least 40,
40?
50. Maybe
40?
50.
I think if he has another bad year, and if this is a bad year, this is not that bad of a year, it drops maybe another 10 million, but
Yeah, I think
nothing
they should
more.
take the risk on that.
Antonio would be screaming right now.
Skriniar's definitely the
And-
future
yeah.
for him.
The rest of the list, just so everybody knows: Skriniar, Brozovic, Godin, Asamoah, Gagliardini, Vecino, D'Ambrosio, Esposito, Biraghi, Ranocchia, and Berni. Anybody?
They could all go.
Marco, say the
They could all
controversial
go
one.
except
Skriniar?
Skriniar.
Skriniar and
Brozovic's been pretty
Brozovic?
important. Though.
Brozovic
Brozovic.
has been really
Yeah, I
good.
think. Well, it depends on who's coming in. If you get Tonali, or if you get Tonali, then
Yeah, that's true.
Brozovic can go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would keep Brozovic and Skriniar. Otherwise, everybody gone except Skriniar.
Yep.
I was gonna say, Conte actually said he wanted to keep Borja Valero on the thing. He didn't want to put him for sale. So apparently he really likes him for some strange reason. So I found that pretty interesting. I thought he was gonna be like one of the first ones on the list.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna
but
be
he
gone.
seems like.
But you know what it is?
Fucking him, I guess.
Because he has no value. You
That's
sell him,
true.
you can't
You're
sell
not
him for
gonna get
much.
anything.
And he brings that type of
Does
veteran
Gagliardini
presence.
have any
That's
value, or Vecino have any value?
Gagliardini does. Vecino does.
Ranocchia?
Yeah, how much?
Ranocchia
More
on the list?
than Borja Valero.
I don't know. That's
Because of
That's
his
a tough
age.
bargain.
No, it's because of his age.
can we move on to Juventus so we get this out of the way before he comes? Because
Sure.
we're getting close on time. Antonio's gonna walk in any second.
I can just hear
We
his
were-
voice screaming in the
Yeah.
right now.
Even though, let's not act like the second that he comes here, he's only going to be screaming about Conte
That's true.
and Sarri.
That's true.
Juventus threw away a 2-0 lead against Sassuolo. They were up 2-0 in playing in Sassuolo's home. Sassuolo went up 3-2, and then Juventus came back and scored the 3-3. An absolute disaster of a match. First time Chiellini actually was starting, by the way. Ended up going off. But what a nightmare. I mean, we know Sassuolo, to give credit to Sassuolo. Sassuolo has been
team.
an incredible team on
Yeah.
incredible form, and I'll have a stat about them, how well they've been doing. But you would think a Juventus where this is, I mean, now you're cutting it close with 6 points against Inter. This is a win that you have to get against Sassuolo. This win basically does secure, in my opinion. I think they need like 9 points left to win the Scudetto. Is it 9 points? Something like that.
Fair.
This could have been, 2. It would have been to 7 points. And now you're going to have Lazio and you're going to have some of the tougher games, you could say. I cannot believe the manner in which Juventus threw away this game. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying that to take anything away from Sassuolo. I just can't believe the manner in which Juventus have thrown away their lead. And you can fact check me on this, but I heard that Juventus in their past 3 games have conceded 9 goals.
Yes.
You know that? Oh,
That's
that's
insane.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of goals for what used to be Juventus's best defense in Italy is the one that wins you the league. And amateur mistakes on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been playing pretty weird. I feel like. I just wanted to, like Marco was saying, they're up 2-0, and you're like, they're gonna steamroll them, whatever. And when you were up 2-0, I was like, damn, Sassuolo's like, I had hope for them. I watched Sassuolo a lot this season because their Greek left back Kyriakopoulos is there, so I've been watching them like more than any other mid-table team, and they've actually been playing pretty good. The Zerbi's doing amazing over there, but they picked up some pretty sick results. Marco could read them off afterwards. But Sassuolo actually played their game. They were playing how they would normally play. And against Juventus, I was like, they're not going to do as much as they could. But they were running circles around Juve. And Juve, I feel like, took their foot off the gas, too, after that 2-0. They probably thought it was secured. Same
I
thing with
disagree.
Milan.
I don't think it was anywhere near secured because Sassuolo, they were taking shots. Even at 2-0,
Even
Sassuolo looked incredible.
Even when they were up,
I don't think
Sassuolo was
Juventus
still
thought it
attacking.
was secured because
They
they
were
were
secured,
Szczesny. Without Szczesny, it would have been completely
Szczesny made
different match.
one or two incredible saves that it could have went
The
in.
amount of shots that they took against Juventus, I think was the first time since 2005 they've never had that many shots taken against them.
That's pretty crazy.
Sassuolo were killing it. The only thing was missing was the goal. That was it. They were doing everything right
Sassuolo
until the
could've
goal.
won it. Sassuolo definitely could have won that game
And
for sure.
no Dybala. Dybala was obviously on the
right.
bench. Higuain, who he did score, but besides that, didn't do anything. Bernardeschi just continues to show how useless the guy is. I don't even know how this guy's still in Juventus. I don't know how he still plays under Sarri. I don't care what anybody says about he helps out in the defensive ability. Yeah, he helps out in the defense, but then you're one less when you're in the attack. And the midfield around Juve just horrible. Bentancur, disaster. All of them though, not just single out Bentancur, but the
Just
entire
But
is
it's
so
not
poor.
something we didn't know. It's like it's been kind of lingering on for a while for Juve this season.
Yeah,
would
I mean,
say, no?
so Juventus, especially recently, they haven't been playing fantastic football, and this season, a lot of people can argue that they still haven't really got into gear. But now it's coming close. They have an important game coming up in Champions League, and to tell you the truth, if they would have won this game or managed some games versus Milan, same thing. They were up 2 goals and they lose the game. So if you manage those 2 games better,
Some breathing room.
you have some breathing room, but also Sarri can start moving in a lot more younger players or guys that haven't gotten time to play. But I'm saying you would have had maybe 9 points ahead of Inter, and you can start looking forward to Champions League. That being said, now you have a little bit more pressure. You have games every 3 days, which even for Juventus could be hard to manage. And quite honestly, Juventus, for some reason, the mentality-wise, hasn't been the same. From the coaches of Allegri and Conte, Sarri seems to have this team a little, I don't want to say weak, but they don't have the fire for some reason. But yet, they're still in first place.
Yeah, usually...
I don't know if it's to their credit as much as the detriment of the rest.
The Juventus team, they don't go up and down. They're pretty steady all the time. Now, this is going up and down, and I don't know how much is Sarri and how much is COVID-19.
Yeah.
Probably is a little bit of both. Also, winning all the championships in a row. Maybe they're waiting for Champions League, to come out.
To excite them a little bit more,
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Like a spark, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could
But
be.
that's ridiculous. But that's where leadership at the top comes in.
That's true.
Right,
too.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm sure Sarri has something to do with it. COVID-19 has something to do with it. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah. And then if we want to say also Sassuolo, I mean, I know you have the stats.
Playing every 3
They-
days might have a little bit to do with
But-
it. There's some, but usually...
Atalanta plays every 3 days.
Right. The only exception to this rule
And Sassuolo.
is Atalanta is doing very well. The other teams, they're winning, they lost, they win, and lost.
So
Look at most of the other teams.
The first game against Juventus, they did 2-2, a draw in Torino. 0-0 against Milan. They beat Roma 4-2. This is Sassuolo's results. They tied Inter 3-3. We remember that one. They beat Lazio 2-1, and then they tied Juventus 3-3.
Yeah.
I think there's a big. I don't know. I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to change the topic from what you were going to say, but the Zerbi, my applause to the Zerbi. These are great results, and like you're saying about mentality, I love that they have the mentality switch to when they play the bigger teams. This is when we could still pick up points.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
remind me
gonna
of
say?
a little Atalanta. I just wanted to add. I like not obviously to that extent, but I feel like there's some hints of Atalanta
Yeah.
in that attacking football.
Yeah. Well, so De Zerbi, I was gonna say, this guy has gotten Sassuolo to play a very positive style of football. They let in a lot of goals, as we see the 3 goals versus Inter versus Juventus, but they don't change their style. So they have like a doppio regista sometimes. They got 2 guys that come back to play that ball from the defense, and they just play it around and not necessarily a tiki-taka because they don't move it as quick as, let's say, a Barcelona with Xavi and Iniesta, but you can see how they play these short passes, diagonal passes, and, kind of like Sarri's Empoli, we can say, compared to Atalanta is just a ferocious machine, and you have like Papu Gomez and guys up top that really can make the difference. That being said, good mix of youth with old guys, you know, with Ciccio Caputo, who this guy's always there, hungry for a goal.
15 goals is pretty great.
That's pretty good.
How many of them are penalties?
Insane. I think only 1 or 2. I don't think he's a penalty
Check.
taker.
Yeah.
No way. Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then
think
you know, Berardi, who a lot of people were confused on this guy for the past 4 or 5 years, but this year he's been
really agree.
he's been good.
He did
I
good in
think
the
he's
beginning,
got-
and then he died off. And
I think
now
he's
he
got
came back.
13 goals.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think like 6 or 7 of them came from the beginning of the season.
but
Or
also
he might take the penalties.
Boga has been
No,
unbelievable.
Boga's been great.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
that guy's
So,
a good player.
He takes on players and
I
stuff like
like him a
that.
lot.
And then
guy's
also,
a player.
interesting enough, that Zerbi actually has this way of when they take a goal kick. I don't know if you noticed, they bunch really, really close on a goal kick, and luckily, you know, they're able to move the ball quick and
almost
open
screwed
up
one
into
up.
space. Yeah, they almost did a couple of times.
Check Caputo.
He has 17 goals this season.
17 goals.
1 penalty.
One penalty.
That's great.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
great. And
that's
how many?
incredible.
What's Berardi? The number of
Berardi-
goals and how many penalties?
Berardi has 13 goals and only 2 penalties.
Okay.
So even
I think
him.
6 of them came in the first couple games.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
so.
because you guys are going
Before
crazy.
injury.
I
Yeah,
think he had
you're
like
right.
6 and 4 or something like that. 6 and 5. It was something great.
He had injury.
The guys
Yeah, and
that
then
are
he got
Then he
injured.
got
And then he got
Immobile
injured.
and Ronaldo, they got 11 penalties.
Yeah.
That's Immobile got 12, but he missed one. But yeah, he scored 11.
So 11 penalties, yeah.
And they're at 28
I mean,
and 29.
but you know, let's not go crazy now. They're still 30 points away from
Yeah.
from the top, right?
Sassuolo, yeah.
I mean, they were about 30 points.
Yeah, but it was
From-
pretty
from-
positive season, trying to fight for
is-
Europa
Yeah,
League.
yeah,
For
sure.
For De Zerbi, is there a bigger move on the horizon?
No,
this summer?
no. I mean, for them, yes. No, definitely.
No, I'm saying for De Zerbi, personally.
Hmm.
Do you think a couple of bigger clubs could look at De Zerbi to build their project?
In Italy, no.
I've heard Roma fans sneaking in about.
Maybe that's the only team.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
where
he's
I-
extending it from
Roma. The
Milan.
other
That's what I
teams,
heard.
no.
I gotta
He's
see.
not going to Milan. He's not going to Inter. He's not going to Juve.
If I was De Zerbi this year, no, because of you only have a month to prepare. So you're not going to have enough time to really, especially when you play a certain style of football and you want everybody to buy into your style, you're not going to have enough time. And then you go to these top teams where they expect you to win automatically, you might get burned.
They don't mean anything
So-
anyway. Hey, maybe.
Especially
yeah.
Roma too. That's not a place you want to go right now.
So anyway, let's move on. Since we're talking about coaches, Sarri's obviously the biggest talking point right now. Many different people saying if he could be sacked come the end of the season. Many questioning, like you just said, Peter. Hey, we're in July right now.
Yeah.
We're in the 6 games left, 32 games into the league, 33 games, whatever it is. We have to start seeing something in this. Is this Sarri not going to work at Juventus, which was the debate? And where I stand on this is the season is going almost exactly how I predicted with Sarri. The only thing, in my opinion, that's hard to tell and it's hard to put a judgment on is I think it's more on the Juventus directors right now than it is on Sarri. Because you got Sarri to play a specific way, a very specific style. You went in there with the intention of possession-based, very attacking, all this stuff. But the players that Juventus have do not match the style that Sarri has. It's almost Allegri's team that played a very defensive style. And the midfield of Juventus is not a ball-possessing midfield like he had at Napoli, like he wanted to have at Chelsea, where we saw the best of Sarri. So you take Sarri, now you don't give him a midfield. Whether he wanted it, whether he doesn't, we can't understand. But either way, the midfield is not the same. Then you have, he plays very high, so you need defenders who are very good. Danilo, who's an absolute nightmare. Alexandro will give him the pass just because he was good the whole time, so you can't really get mad. And Cuadrado, who's had to play as a right back now because Danilo's been so poor. So that's the only thing that I have where I can't put my judgment out on it. And the people that say, oh, Sarri's going to get sacked at the end of the season, I think Sarri will be judged by Champions League. And if he does get knocked out by Lyon, he probably will be sacked. But the problem is, now with everything that's happening, who the hell are you going to get as a replacement for the coach? That's number one. It's great to
That was
say,
gonna be my question.
No one's
it's
available.
great to say, Sarri has to be sacked. Yeah, but then when you start to think, who are we going to replace him with? You don't really have a good answer. You don't have a sufficient answer that makes it better than what Sarri has. For me, in my opinion, people will say Pochettino because Pochettino is linked to the job today. That would make no sense. I would rather keep Sarri for one more year and see where it goes than go to Pochettino, who does not excite me. Unless you could get somebody incredible, a top coach somehow, I don't think that there's room to sack Sarri. I know you have a strong opinion on this.
No. I mean, I agree. I mean, maybe you can get him a couple of the players that he wants for next year. I know Jorginho has been sitting on the bench. So maybe if that's the guy that I think he believes in Jorginho, get another midfielder or two that I think Pogba is it might be available. No?
And they're saying now he might stay.
He might stay? Okay. So maybe you get him a
They
couple
got
of...
Arthur.
Well, yeah, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. You know, you get him a couple of players that and see where he goes next year. But like you said, if you don't have that coach that is on the level of Zidane, of Guardiola, of and that level there, then
There's no point.
Yeah, you stay with Sarri. I
No.
mean, in Italy, who's there? There's they say Inzaghi, but I don't know. To me, I don't like Inzaghi, but some people say Inzaghi, was the on the train to Torino with Milankovic. Those two are the ones that they're looking for. I don't know. A lot of people like Inzaghi. I personally don't, but it could be maybe the only one. I don't know anybody else.
And I don't even think that would be worth it. Again, you're giving a guy a month to be able to learn. Not even, a month to do all that. It's not worth it.
Not even a month.
The only thing is that I just go back to where exactly I was a year ago now. July is when Sarri was probably hired in July, right? Last year? July, August, whatever.
Around
Almost a year ago, 11, 12 months ago, where we sat here and we said that Sarri never made sense for Juventus. The style that he plays has never aligned with the style of Juventus. And this Juventus with Cristiano Ronaldo was never built to play Sarri ball, was never built to do that. What, in my opinion, like I said, it needs a handler. A guy who could take good players and allow them to what they do, not put them in a rigid system where they're going to need time. Juventus with Ronaldo, you want to win now. If they don't do anything in Champions League, you lost a year.
But if
You accepted losing a year with Ronaldo.
just to challenge what you said, I would just say, I think the push for Sarri was because they wanted to play a more positive style of football. They wanted to see something better, more spectacular. And that was, if I remember correctly, also Ronaldo upset maybe at Allegri's style or defensive style and wanted
how do you
to
keep
play
that midfield
full
going?
forward. Well, that's another.
visions don't align.
That's the director's problem. I think we all know that Sarri was not their first choice because you wouldn't wait till end of July to hire Sarri. There was waiting for either for Guardiola or for another coach that we don't know. Sarri is there to bring this team to play some sort of positive style of football, so that when Guardiola or somebody else that comes already has this instilled in these players. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I just see there's a big mismatch in what they wanted and then what they actually did with the actions.
Yeah.
Did not align whatsoever. And again, we're seeing. I think the directors are massively at fault. Paratici, Nedved, whoever's decisions these were, they did not make any sense, and we're seeing exactly what was predicted.
I mean, it's
the
not-
only reason that Juventus is winning is because they have game changers in their team.
Dybala,
They have a guy like
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo and Dybala who combined have 39 goals, 40 goals, who are able to at this edge that Lazio, that Inter do not have. It's not that Juventus have been the best team.
But you were saying it too. This isn't a Sarri team, as you can see at Napoli, at Chelsea. That was more of a Sarri team. They had a nice midfield. Juve's midfield is their weakest point, and that's where I feel like Sarri excels. So wait till they get Arthur next season. There's no other coach. There's no reason to rush and get Pochettino, make a rush coach just to make the fans happy. Wait for Arthur. Pjanic gonna leave. And then who else?
But the
They
thing
gotta get
is,
somebody.
And they got to get another one plus Bentancur. I feel like they can have a much better season, especially in midfield with their passes.
at the
and
same
everything
at
in
the same
general.
time, we cannot
Next
give
season.
Sarri such a off the hook that he didn't have this, because at the same time, I mean, the decisions to keep Higuain is one of the most brain-dead decision I've ever seen. The guy is horrible. He's not even in shape to play. And the decision with Dybala and how him and Ronaldo at first couldn't play with each other, and the lack of any fire or passion in the team comes from Sarri at the same time. Whether you want to say the system doesn't work, you could still instill into a team to be hungry, and that has not come from Sarri. So he is at fault.
Yeah, of course.
But the judgment cannot be fully out on Sarri yet.
Still
Thank God we didn't have Antonio here for this. We actually had a good discussion. That was good. It went balanced, right? Everybody said their opinion.
Screaming, yelling. Listen to me.
He wasn't called a loser. We'll save the Milan talk. Lazio 0-0 against Udinese. I didn't see this match because it was at the same time as Juventus.
Lazio every week. They lost their steam. I think it's the same thing this week. There's nothing else to talk about. Lazio lost a few games.
They came by a game. Come on, you know that you're second place. You're there. Now is the time, to win. And I don't know. You have the players. I just don't see Inzaghi having, that burn, that inside fire to transmit to the team when that game that
I think psychologically they got screwed up with the whole coronavirus.
Because they definitely against Juventus. How well did they play?
Okay, so but Juventus, you're the underdog. You go there. If you win, you win. If you don't win, you're supposed to lose.
They were winning almost
So
every game,
it's a different game. It's when you're supposed to win. When you're supposed to win that game. That's the game you got to win.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
A few bad results is what messed them up, and that's where they didn't have the mentality of that winning.
Right, but that's where the coach comes in.
Yeah.
That's where the coach comes in. You got to be tough enough. You got to say, hey, you lose that game. Hey, this is a new game.
They had a suspensions too and a few injuries. Not saying that as an excuse, but they had.
They folded on the pressure. They folded on the pressure. They had the chance right there, and they just the game versus Atalanta completely killed them and changed everything.
I feel like they have the players. They
got
got
2-0 that game. Yeah. That really messed them up psychologically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Where the coach, the big time coach, that's when they come in.
Yeah.
They have a big game coming up versus Juventus. For them, it doesn't mean as much as maybe in the past, but if they want to be the spoilers to try to do something,
and they beat Juve 2 times this time season, Supercoppa and in the Serie the
first
leg.
Yeah.
So let's see what they can do this time. Maybe they'll get a little bit more fire under their ass now since they're playing Juve. Who knows? But right now they've been playing hard. They've been dropping points almost every
they didn't win.
game.
When was the last game they won?
See, I think it was
the last 3 games, right?
Lecce or something. Yeah.
No, they lost to
the last 3
Lecce.
games.
Oh, then there was another team. It must have been SPAL or something that they beat. But just in general, after the restart, I had a stat here somewhere. I'll look for, but they've been. I think they lost. Oh, that's always on.
You changing spot?
Yeah, I'll move over here.
Okay.
We'll leave for Antonio.
Sure.
We'll leave for
sure he's not here?
Antonio.
Antonio Gonde.
I was saying Lazio's last results. I were just talking the draw.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Antonio would do if he ever met Conte? Honestly,
he would shake his hand and say, "Oh, you're such a great coach."
He wouldn't act like he did on the podcast.
Can I take a picture with you?
I feel like he'd be like, "Where'd you get your hair done?" He'd wanna steal that from him. No,
Yeah.
right? Is he here?
I hear him.
Antonio Conte, where are you, Antonio? We got the dog,
Hey, nice haircut.
Mr. Conte. Welcome.
You look like little Tony.
How you doing?
Hey, you look good, man. Good, nice.
Shave or something? What you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you're wearing a different shirt. Oh, you're wearing one of our shirts.
Nice
New
shirt.
It is nice.
Nice shirt. Beautiful. Blue and black. That looks good on you.
With all of this rush, don't you guys have a job or something like that?
Listen, we're not all like what?
My mouthpiece.
Oh, we're not all like you, Mr. Conte, that get 12 million a year to coach Inter. What are you doing?
Oh,
Oh,
You wanna come in?
Anto, the wig. It's too funny.
what do you mean?
What week?
Pop wig. This is my natural hair.
are you gonna sing for us?
Yeah, pull it.
You do look like Conte now.
That's what he does all the time, right?
He moves it around.
How's it feel to have it on your head?
I love it.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Is it hot?
When we showed it, so yesterday we recorded an Instagram story of him seeing it for the first time. We made a bet. I think it was like a joke during the live stream. Somebody said, "Can you guys get Antonio a wig?" And Antonio said, "If you get me one, I will wear it for Conte." And then Antonio looked at himself in the mirror. He said, "I'm never taking this off."
Yeah.
So you went to work like that?
Can we have some permanent glue on? Yeah, I did.
What
Did
did-
anybody
what
say
did
anything?
Rose say?
The main
Great
thing is
hair.
Every time that there was some wind, I had to just go in.
I can get used to this look.
Yeah. Wow, Mike.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
It brings out your eyes.
I can't fucking seriously with that.
We spoke through Inter and Juventus. We already spoke about Juventus. I don't remember. We were finishing Lazio, and we were going to go on to
Milan.
Milan. So how'd you feel about Milan? You guys beat Parma.
Listen, I keep saying the same thing. You guys, you probably don't get it. I mean, if you have any little brain, I keep saying that we are not part of this campionato. Whenever any crumb that has been left over for us, we're gonna take it. We're not shooting through the sky. We're just spectators. Okay, we're just looking from outside inside. If the door is slightly open and we can squeeze in, we're gonna squeeze in. If it's not open,
You act like you're SPAL over here. Like,
Yeah, but the door is open for what? What door is open for what?
UEFA League.
That's all. You're gonna make Europa League. That's
How do
it.
you know that? How do you,
you're
what,
gonna
you spoke
make
with
Europa-
somebody already?
You're gonna
We
make
don't know.
Europa League.
We don't know that.
The way you stands right now, you're good
Oh,
for
right
Europa.
now, the way the stands
Yeah,
are.
you're gonna make Europa League.
doesn't
That's it.
want-
Because there are 3 teams: Roma 57, Milan 53, and Napoli 53. Napoli is already in for Europa League because they won the Coppa Italia. So you're Roma and Milan for you got the Europa League.
So both
The
of
next
them-
team after that has got what 43 points,
Yeah,
I
it's a big
think.
drop.
So you're 10 points.
47.
47?
It's Sassuolo.
Sassuolo
Six
47.
points.
Okay, Sassuolo 47. So you're 6 points ahead. You're
Yeah,
good.
Sassuolo is trouble.
You're good.
But I like Kessie. He scored again for Milan. He's looked really good. And I feel like, again, we go back to, you weren't here last podcast, right?
No.
We had a little debate on Pioli, on what Milan should do with Pioli. I have an idea in my head. I think I know what the decision needs to be made. We were talking about, there's all the rumors of Ranić, who's supposed to come in and become director and coach
Okay.
of Milan. And we at the table said, listen, maybe for Milan, that's not the smartest idea. Maybe Pioli has showed enough that he should remain on as the coach.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, what I think is when this guy Ranić comes in, what problem is he going to solve? The guy is winning. He's winning, Pioli. He's doing very well. I mean, usually when somebody comes in, it comes in because there are a lot of problems. This guy's been winning every week. So he's going to have a problem.
I like your mouthpiece. Who gave it to you?
Yeah.
Mouthpiece.
You gave it to him, right?
Did I? No, really.
Yeah,
No.
this is
was trying to put those
custom made.
I was trying to put the pieces together because it looks like your Italian flag one.
See, I forgot this. No, if my daughter sees me like this, she's gonna kill me. But it's
Anyway.
okay, she's killing me anyway.
So, no, I think this guy right now has got a problem.
Who's got a problem?
Ranić.
Yeah, if he comes in.
Oh, you're saying that he might not get the job.
No, if he comes in,
Well, so
usually
far-
you bring in the coach, you bring in the
If
director.
the team's losing.
Right.
Yeah. Now
This
they're
guy,
winning.
now these
Nothing-
guys
so
are
far, Nothing
winning.
is official. Not, so
So if he
far.
doesn't start
It
winning,
is
it's
not
gonna be
official.
automatically
Yeah,
bad
and
off
they're
the
winning.
get-go.
They're winning
Convincingly.
convincingly in big games.
The only thing is, if Milan already made the decision with Ranić as the technical director, he's gonna be there as a coach too. That's what. Not even the rumor, but that's what he's known to do. He
Still
was a
seems
coach,
crazy to
one-time
me.
coach.
I still won't understand that.
So-
in today's day, he's freaking technical coach.
So bring him in as
Exactly.
just the director. And
That's
then
what I
leave-
think.
Unless
leave the
they have an
coach.
agreement already.
And then if he
maybe.
No,
brings
there's
in,
no agreement.
if he
There's
comes
no
as a
agreement. We
director,
know.
then Maldini's gone.
Yep.
Put Maldini in a different role. I think you keep
I think
Pioli.
We're gonna put
Maldini.
Maldini.
You keep Pioli,
Signing shirt.
and I agree with what Capello said. This Milan is only 4 to 5 players away. Give Pioli 4 to 5 signings because you have some very good players. Let him see what he could do, and I think an argument can be made that Milan constantly these past decade get a coach, fire a coach, get a coach, fire a coach, get a coach, fire a coach. Now you have somebody who's shown. I'm not saying Pioli's a great coach. I don't think Pioli's a great coach. But you're not going for a great coach. Go for some stability first and allow the team to build around him, get a couple of players, and hope that next year you could fight for Champions League. I think that that's the goal. And then next year, hopefully you could get into the Champions League with 4 or 5 signings, and then you could get a great coach. Get Rangnick to become the sporting director. And listen, if Pioli a couple months in starts screwing up, then you already have the guy that he's the technical
The
director.
thing is, it's gonna
But
be
if the
It's
guy doesn't
harder.
want to go back, doesn't want to come back to AC Milan anymore, because I said, hey, but the project was, it's either you get me from the beginning, I'm not going to be the.
But
the
what
second choice.
would you like to see AC
To
Milan?
be honest with you, look, if Maldini is not going to be the technical director, I'd rather to see Pioli gone too. I'd rather to keep Maldini and have Ragnic just substituting
Yeah.
Pioli. But
They don't-
if Maldini is
they
going to
won't go
go,
together.
if Maldini is going to go, at this point, I'd rather to see Pioli go too.
But there's gonna be another.
The way they talk to each other, I don't think
It's gonna
they.
be another experimental year for Milan if they get Ragnick. So if at least if they get Pioli, there's some substance that there's a team. He
What is
looks
the
like
substance, Mike?
they're doing well.
Look at
right
your
now.
games. Your games have been very
Why are you
good.
acting like you guys aren't doing good right
Listen
now.
to me. First of all, this AC Milan has got nothing but 5 or 6 players that they can be
Okay,
saved.
and get a few other ones.
There's
for
not a
Pioli.
few,
So
Mike.
half of
It's
your
not a
team.
few.
Yeah,
It's
4 or
a
5
lot
players.
more.
4 or
It's a
5
lot more than
players.
a
It
few.
is. It's 4. Yeah.
So,
around 4 players.
you
I
know.
think it would not be smart to sack Pioli, in my
He's
opinion.
doing well right now.
You
Why
are
would you
4
do that?
points away from the top 4 teams. That's
No,
all
you're
you
not.
are.
No, they're not.
I mean,
Wait.
The top 4,
No,
we have
no,
15.
Top 4.
No,
no,
They're
if you-
5.
69 is Lazio.
3 points from Roma only.
No,
right?
no,
2 points.
Roma is 57. So if they catch up Roma, they're behind the 4 big teams.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah,
10
you said
points.
how many points to
You
the
said
4th
4.
team?
You said 4. What you say?
No, no, no. I'm saying
You meant
after
Roma, maybe.
after the 4 big teams, they're right there.
Just a big gap
Yeah,
difference.
no, it's a
16
big gap.
points.
But he's doing good.
Either way.
Keep the momentum.
In my
Keep the
opinion,
momentum,
I would keep
think.
him.
Pioli hasn't been a great coach.
You gotta
What makes you
reward
think?
what
What
he's
makes you
doing,
think that
though.
now all of a sudden he's becoming this great coach? I mean,
But
what is
nobody
it
said
that
he's I said he's not a great coach, but he could be some stability for a
Listen,
team that needs
starting
stability
to take
more than
Ibrahimovic out of
anything.
this equation, if it's true that it's Ragnic is coming in or Maldini is leaving, if Maldini is leaving, Ibrahimovic is leaving. It's hands down. I'm telling you right now. Ibrahimovic was brought in by Maldini and Boban. They made a phone call to him and they convinced him and said, hey, listen, you need to come over here. Doesn't matter. We are behind you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Everything is on us.
You're probably very right about that.
So
Zlatan's gonna go
if
regardless, I
Zlatan
think.
goes,
He's gonna go regardless.
those guys, they're going to go back to the old habits, the old bad habits that they had. Zlatan, I think, is the one that brought a lot more intensity to this team. How the hell this team that we had from the beginning of the year, they were slacking off. Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes in and everything changes. What's going on? They need a motivator?
Let me answer
What
that
do
for
they
you.
need?
Today,
That's wrong.
Pioli said after the match, he said, because Ibra was mad at the way he played. So he said, like, he came off, like, annoyed. He said, Ibra turns into a lion when he goes onto the pitch. He gets really mad, but it's a good man. It's a good mad. Did I say it correct?
Mad.
Yeah, he's a
Good
good
mad.
It's a good mad. We know him really well. The determination that he's brought to Milan has made everyone around him grow.
That's what it is. I mean, the project will be you keep Ibrahimovic and you keep Maldini. Then this Ragnic is going to have you cannot really come from outside and have all of this demand that you want to do the boss, and everything else. No, I said it's either you do this or you do this. So since Maldini is the technical director, to me, that's what I would have done. I said to the guy, I said, listen, you are over here on the bench. We can get your opinion about who we're going to be signing. You can get your voice, but you're not in charge of everything else over here. So you're going to be over there. You're going to be in charge of all your squad over there. And we're going to just try to support you with the player that you might need to get your project done.
I believe Ranić and Maldini don't get along.
No, that's not going to
But they
work.
never even know each other, those
It's
two
either
guys.
one or the other.
They say
have to.
that them two together.
You cannot have both. So you have to choose Maldini and Pioli or Ragnic.
No, forget it. There is no Maldini and Pioli. It's Maldini and Ibrahimovic. Pioli is not part of the project. Pioli, he got signed on AC Milan just to finish up what Gianpaolo didn't do.
So they got Gattuso, and look, he signed an extension because he was doing good.
Well, listen.
You got to reward coaches like that.
Listen, I was not in favor of Gattuso being sacked.
I'm not saying you were, but that's the reason he was in as a caretaker for Ancelotti.
Gattuso was not sacked by Maldini and Boban. Gattuso was sacked by the Gazziris.
But that's besides
and
the
company.
point, though. But he was doing good, and they rewarded him, and they kept him for. They signed a contract extension.
Listen, Pioli scares me because it's not.
But who's Ragnik? You're making it seem like you know the guy too. It's
Well,
a chance.
listen,
It's a whole
listen.
chance of holding.
One thing with Ragnik, I said, what's there? We're gonna have to lose. I mean, we are. If we make it like Gaetano said, if we make it into
That is true.
if we make it into the UEFA, and this guy here changes completely the mentality of the team by signing 4 or 5 very young people that they have, that they've been scouted already, quote unquote, and that can make a huge difference for AC Milan. I will welcome that.
I've
The
been
risk
hearing
the
this.
risk is that you're starting to see good things with this Pioli at the end. That's the risk. That's the only risk you have.
I
Because
feel like-
otherwise, I would agree with you.
I've been hearing this for the coaches. I just feel like it's gonna be another quick switch. I think
Listen.
they gotta stick with something that works instead of going over again. Because Milan's been doing that for seasons and it hasn't been working.
You cannot really be with one foot in and one foot out. It's either Pioli gets signed and then this Ragnic just gets totally put it on the shelf.
Yes,
and
that's
then
what
Maldini
would
stays
happen.
as the
That's
technical director.
exactly what would happen.
But you cannot have Ragnic and then and Maldini.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Either or.
Yes.
So if Ragnic comes in, Maldini's gone, and so
Yes.
is Pioli's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Atalanta, you got to go, right, P?
Soon.
Okay. Atalanta, speaking about teams that do good, 6-2 win over Brescia. They've scored 93 goals with 5 games to go. Atalanta have scored 93 goals. That averages out to a little bit less than 3 goals a game. Almost 3 goals a game when you watch Atalanta play.
Imagine that.
I think Bayern Munich is the only one to hit 100. That's like below them. And they could break a record for being the first Serie A team to break the 100 goals since like the 50s. I think I believe it's 1951 was the last time. And that time was really funny is 3 teams got 100 goals, which is crazy to me.
no
Sorry.
defense back then, right?
I don't know.
Right after the war.
Did Tonali score?
He got give an assist. He came in and he
Wow.
was a sub.
and then
You really don't like Tonali anymore.
No, it's just that I don't like Tonali to go to Inter because what they're gonna do with Tonali? This guy here is not a leader.
Let's focus on
It's not a
Atalanta,
leader.
maybe.
And apparently, it's well, you brought Brescia on, so they beat Brescia 6-2.
Yeah, so you went from Brescia
I want
to
to know what is the
Tonali.
leadership of Tonali. Maybe Tonali scored the 2 goals, whatever. So Tonali's been rumored that AC Milan might be signing him too.
Listen,
Muriel
there's-
didn't even
there's
play
on-
that game either.
there's only so much you could do with that Brescia team, so you can't really say. But going to Atalanta,
6
unbelievable.
goals. Who scored
It's
the 6 goals?
Zapata, Malinowski.
De Roon scored one. That's why I'm pointing to the
De Roon
jersey.
scored one.
yeah.
He scored a nice one. Half volley.
They just dismantled Brescia. Brescia looks terrible. I mean, they took 6 goals from Inter.
And this guy Muriel comes from the bench. He's got like 17 goals, I think.
Yeah.
Muriel's
Total.
actually recovered. Oh, you said it?
Total.
Yeah.
17 total, not from the bench.
17 total. But
17
he's saying he's not
total,
reserve
yeah.
starter.
But he had, I
17
think,
total,
10
I'm saying,
I
but
think
I
10
mean,
goals.
he was not a starter, right?
Yeah.
Today he wasn't called up. He slipped on his pool and hit his head. He was in the
No.
hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good
But
though.
he's good.
He's good.
He slipped on the edge of his. He hit his head on the edge of the pool.
Oh,
But he's all right. They thought it was worse. They were scared.
He was at
But
the
he
game.
got-
He was at the
Anyway.
game.
He went to the
He was
game.
watching.
Thank God.
Anyway, Atalanta, the character of this team and the spirit that they have and the way that they play and, the mentality of going forward and not being scared of anybody, it's something to be, they should be commended for. And that also has a lot to do with the coach and the way the coach thinks.
Absolutely.
That's going back to, to Inzaghi. So I really enjoy them watching them play. I'm hoping for a miracle.
Oh,
Champions League.
You didn't even
Champions
talk.
League.
You were here for the podcast that we did on Champions League? No, you weren't here.
No,
You
the
haven't been
last
here.
one.
Yeah, you missed the last 2, right? I think we were saying how the reaction from PSG was very excited, very happy that they got Atalanta. But now you can make the argument that it's not. I mean, for sure, it's not going to be an easy game. I'm not saying that Atalanta will win. Of course, PSG are the heavy favorites, but it's not going to be an Atalanta that sits back and does all this. And this is an Atalanta that has not taken a dip. PSG are going to not have played competitive for 5 months. Their league is done. I know that they have a few cup finals. We found out they have 1 or 2 cup finals, a couple friendlies against Celtic and Co. But I think playing at that top level, competitive, keeping the energy high is going to strongly benefit in Atalanta's favor. And again, I've heard PSG fans, oh, yeah, we're going to have nobody injured. We have rest. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that.
Plus, Atalanta is gonna have 2 weeks of rest too.
Yeah,
Right?
and you know what? You know what's really good? I love this. ESPN had this French guy. It's bad. I think Frank Leboeuf. He's a former player. I think he won the World Cup with France, 98 or 2098. Anyway, he was saying that that PSG. I don't want to misquote him, but he was not heavily favoring PSG, and he got into a little debate with the other French guy on there who was big supporter of PSG, who was saying that if you take 3 weeks off in football, you lose your competitive spirit. You lose your match fitness. He's saying that the amount of months that PSG have that they're going to be out will not help them at all. And on top of that, he says that playing these friendlies and this and that, he said it doesn't do anything.
Listen,
like
you
had
said in the beginning that PSG is heavily favored. Then they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I give them a 50-50 just because they have
Nah.
I
Neymar and
wanna
they have
say
Mbappe
50-50.
or whatever. I give them a 50-50.
Well, the other thing with PSG is they don't have a good record in Champions League.
Their
you know?
defense sucks.
Also, another
But
stat-
Atalanta doesn't have a record in
Oh.
Champions League.
Also,
Okay,
another
they
stat-
don't have a rank, but PSG they're going to the Champions League. They
Exactly.
never did anything.
I said
so-
for Atalanta, this is the best big team to get.
right.
They're
of course.
bottlers. They've bottled many games, and it's only one match. You know, it's only one match. There's no home and away. There's no two legs.
Yeah,
It's one game.
leg
One leg.
to the final. Yeah.
Changes the whole approach to
Changes everything.
And PSG never beat an Italian team in the Champions League ever. So that's just another stat, by the way.
Okay.
Hopefully that continues.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gasperini has something up his sleeve.
Anyway, yes. I just every week in and week out, I just look at Atalanta and
Yeah,
I'm
just
amazed.
Jaw dropped.
Gasperini is not gonna lay down and just let them work all over. I mean, few episodes that can decide any game. You can have a stupid team beating a big team,
Yeah.
because of 1 or 2 episodes. But if the game is being played the right way, I think Gasperini can take them over.
There's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of goals
Also,
that game.
if we want to say like the second game versus Man City, where the first half was looked like Man City dominated, but then the second half Atalanta came back strong, and similar to PSG, they have fast wingers when you had Sterling on one side, Mahrez, and they completely dominated that second half versus Man City. If they can, prepare the match as if it was that second half that they play versus Man City, they're gonna have a good shot, especially when they play the ball and stuff like that. We saw them already give problems versus Juventus, versus Inter, you name it. Any top teams, they've dominated and taken possession.
They smacked them
So
aside.
Gaetano, you if you are the coach of PSG, you got Neymar, you got Mbappe, you got Icardi over there. What do? You play them at the three on the top three on like that, or just you sit one on the bench and then you wait and see?
You know, I don't
Approach. You
I
go
didn't
wait and
follow the PSG before they stopped. I don't know if Cavani. I think Cavani was starting.
Yeah, but he's no longer there. He's not going to be playing after.
He's not going to be playing.
No.
Icardi's a starter now.
I don't know if that's very good. They got Icardi.
They got, so where's Cavani now?
He didn't prolong 2-month loan.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's
So
not
he's,
gonna be
he's
playing.
also he's looking for a team. Yeah, I mean you got you got Icardi, Mbappe. It's very offensive lineup.
You know,
Against
the
a
only
three-man
one that really
back line.
scares me on the lineup is Icardi. Icardi is looking to some sort of a revenge to show what the Serie A basically is missing by just letting somebody like him go.
I don't think it has to do with him wanting
Yeah,
revenge
it
against
does. I don't
Serie
think
A.
he's
I
thinking that.
think he just wants to score and keep going.
Yeah, but it's going to be right there on the center. Mbappe is going to come in from the left and Neymar
Right.
from the right, and
Whatever.
then Neymar from the left. So, it's trouble. I mean, it's trouble on the paper only, but you know.
On the field, too.
Yeah, on the field. That's a lot of money up there.
They have
Very
some
nice.
decent defender. And listen, PSG does not have a great defense.
They
Believe
don't.
me,
They don't.
they don't.
Not
They don't.
great, but they have.
They have
a
who do
It's
they
gonna,
have?
guys. There's gonna be
Thiago
goals.
Silva.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be goals.
Yeah,
Thiago
Yeah.
Silva
It's gonna be like a
apparently is
4-3
rumored to come
match.
to AC Milan again.
Who?
Thiago Silva. They might because maybe
Ragnik.
because of Ibrahimovic. You never know. But if Maldini is gone, that rumor is gonna go.
Napoli won, tied 1-1 against Bologna. Who again we've said Napoli. I mean they're not gonna get into a Champions League. They're going for the
Who scored for Napoli?
a guy that's got more goals than
Insigne?
Bernardeschi. Manolas.
Yeah, Manolas. Unfortunately, they didn't get the win over there. But I'm happy for Bologna that they got a draw.
In
When they
Napoli
scored,
or
I was like,
Bologna?
okay, I'm good. I'm
Bologna.
happy for Mihailovic. But yeah, Marco was saying we posted about it. Bernardeschi played like 25 games this season. He has 0 goals, and Manolas I think he played 22 games and he has 4 goals.
Still, I
which is
mean,
pretty good
the
for a
games
center back.
don't matter because they both played the same amount of games.
That's true. I know.
22 and 25.
Whatever,
It's the same amount.
But yeah, it was pretty.
Anyway,
pretty bad.
I know that Gattuso was pretty upset about this game, but the teams that Bologna, Mihajlovic, that he coaches, man, they fight from the first minute until the last second. These guys, they never give up. And that's, again, something that the coach gives, I think, to these players. They got the fighting inside, and it's nice to see.
They're not fun to play against.
And
not
they got a couple of young players. They run and run.
Orsolini.
Yeah,
So
they run
Sabato.
like a lot of heart into the Bologna team.
Roma beat Verona 2-1. Veretout scored. Poor win for them. Even Verona's a difficult
good
team.
team. Yeah, hardy team.
Difficult team, especially at times. So Roma needed the win, and they're another one who they got rid of their Nike deal today. They cut off ties with Nike early.
Kid makers.
Great.
Why?
Why?
You don't like Nike? They said they might go to Kappa, which would be cool. But the only reason I bring this up is because they were saying that it might have to do with the ownership being sold. That's what they were saying. Roma, I didn't see their match against Verona. Anybody here watch it? I was watching. I saw the Juventus match.
No, but that's a good win for Roma. I mean, Verona is doing very well, and as well. So all the criticize about Fonseca and all the criticize about the team, and they played a lot of the season without Zaniolo. They are behind the 4 teams, and that's why they belong. They don't belong anywhere in the Champions League. They belong behind the
That's a
4
good
teams,
point.
and they're there. And they're right there. And actually,
57.
they are 4 points ahead of Milan and 4 points ahead of Napoli. So,
I had a Napoli. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you are right.
Well,
I mean, you're not
I mean-
wrong. It's a good perspective.
I mean, in the beginning of the season, you could have probably argued that they'd be fighting for top 4 because I probably didn't see Lazio there and I didn't see Atalanta there. So I get what you're saying overall with what happened with.
But I think
Zaniolo's
he's just
special
saying
there.
that everybody's talking about Roma like they've had such a failure of a season where in the end
what you
they
meant?
finished
Yeah.
where they probably were going to finish no matter what.
Yeah.
What did Lazio do?
I mean,
They tied.
Tied 0-0.
But yeah.
That's it for Lazio.
but
a good perspective.
what has Roma done? Roma, I feel like they only think about selling players.
Okay. So you're saying considering their
Yeah,
season.
of
Okay,
course.
Considering
Because they-
season, change of ownership,
It's not bad
all
at
these
all.
problems,
Yeah.
this.
They didn't change ownership yet.
I'm saying
but
there
they're
are talks,
in
the
the-
rumors of.
It becomes a lot of.
I want to we're going to conclude. We're going to go to the audio Q&A. Actually, let's just go to it right now and we'll talk about the Manchester City ban cuz I want to
So
You want to go?
Oh, you can go.
Yeah, if you got it,
I'm
go,
gonna
go,
cut.
go.
Hey, we got 10 minutes.
Okay. We'll do this quick.
See you,
See you, P.
Forza Inter.
All right, Pete.
I'll see you. So Manchester City, they got rid of their ban. They were going to be banned from Europe for 2 years. They ended up doing an investigation, and UEFA told them they had to pay 10 million euros as their fine, and they're off the hook, and they're allowed to play Champions League football. After how many months of saying that they're going to be out, they end up being okay to playing in this, and it's
Ridiculous.
it's absolutely insane. And I think everybody kind of knew with Man City that one way or another. I joked about this with somebody I was talking to. I was like, if UEFA would have excluded Man City would have said, "Oh, we're gonna buy UEFA. We're gonna make our own UEFA and do our own thing." I think that the power struggle is so large at Manchester City that they could get away with anyone. I even heard.